Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This election season, Rahul Gandhi is undoubtedly the Bharatiya Janata Party's biggest Shakti. He gives them ammunition served on a platter. The Wayanad MP has once again tied himself up in knots over his unthinking comment on Shakti. At the concluding event of his Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra in Mumbai's Shivaji Park, Mr. Gandhi said, "Hindu धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है. हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं." These were his exact words. Why did he say it? What was he trying to imply? Why did he use the words Hindu Dharma and Shakti in the same breath? Was it a faux pas, or was it a well thought out remark against Shakti, who is the embodiment of the supreme feminine power in Hindu Dharma, who is worshipped by 1 billion plus Hindus in Bharat? Well, listen in.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है. हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं. राजा की आत्मा ईवीएम में है. हिंदुस्तान की हर संस्था में है, ईडी में है, सीबीआई में है, इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट में है.
It's no secret that Prime Minister Narendra Modi wears his dharma on his sleeve. From Ram Mandir's Pran Pratishtha to Kashi Dham's unprecedented development to inaugurating Baps Mandir in Abu Dhabi to devoting himself to Ma Shakti's Bhakti during Navratri, Prime Minister Narendra Modi not only believes in the power of Sanatan Dharma but also roars against those who slander Sanatan as a part of their myopic political strategy. Today he thundered against Rahul Gandhi and India Alliance leaders for targeting Shakti. For him, Shakti is Nari Shakti. He called it his Suraksha Kavach. Listen in.
और जिन्होंने कल शिवाजी पार्क में इंडिया अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है, मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा, जीवन खपा दूंगा. मेरे लिए देश की नारी शक्ति वोटर नहीं बल्कि मां शक्ति स्वरूपा है. नारी शक्ति का यही आशीर्वाद मेरा सबसे बड़ा सुरक्षा कवच है.
Finding himself on the back foot, Rahul Gandhi tried to give a long, winding and pretty confusing explanation on social media platform X. First, he said his statements were being twisted by Prime Minister Modi. Then he said Shakti he spoke about was the Shakti that has a chokehold over agencies like ED and CBI. He said the Shakti he spoke about is one that takes away rights from the poor and has nothing to do with Dharma. But Mr. Gandhi started his statement by saying हिंदू धर्म में एक शब्द होता है शक्ति और हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं. From his sister to his party, everyone is trying too hard to defend his diatribe against Shakti because BJP has made Shakti and Sanatan the central theme of its campaign today.
शिखरि शिरोमणि तुंग हिमालय शृंग निजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधु कैटभवंजिनी रासरते.
सुबह से आज प्रधानमंत्री बिलबिलाए हुए घूम रहे हैं. पूरी की पूरी भाजपा अनाप शनाप अनर्गल बातें कर रही है. कल जब से राहुल गांधी ने आसुरी शक्ति के खिलाफ खुलकर हमला बोला, यह चुनाव आसुरी शक्ति और दैवी शक्ति के बीच का चुनाव है. मणिपुर में जब महिलाओं को नंगा दौड़ाया जा रहा था तब कहां थी आपकी शक्ति की उपासना? यह चुनाव तय करेगा कि यह देश दैवी शक्ति से चलेगा या आसुरी शक्ति से चलेगा. अब आपकी लफ्फाजी के दिन लद गए प्रधानमंत्री जी. बिलबिलाइए जितना बिलबिलाना है. यह देश तो अब दैवी शक्ति से ही चलेगा.
Now let's come down to brass tacks. What does Shakti mean to Bharat? In India, there are 51 Shakti peeths. Shakti is worshipped as the goddess. In the social context, women are referred to as Shakti, a term that symbolizes strength. Even our forces use the word Shakti in their operations. Pokhran II exercise, which made India the nuclear superpower, was termed Operation Shakti. In the political context, women's reservation bill has been termed Nari Shakti Vandam Adhiniyam. Even parties who tore copies of the women's reservation bill in the UPA era lecture on Nari Shakti and women's empowerment. So when Rahul Gandhi goes on a tirade against Shakti, all attempts to give him cover fire have fallen flat. Mr. Kharge tried his explanation. Did it cut any eyes? Well, listen in.
जो शक्ति राहुल जी ने बताया, मैं तो खुलकर बताऊंगा, ये जो शक्ति कहने की शब्द है, मोदी जी के पास आरएसएस की शक्ति, आरएसएस की आइडियोलॉजी, मनुवाद, ये उनकी शक्ति है। इस शक्ति से, इस विचारधारा से हमको कुचलना चाहते हैं।
In 2024, 47.1 crore women voters could be deciders once again. Their vote matters, their voice matters, their views matter. Before them stands a politician who talks about Muhabbat ki dukaan but targets Shakti, insults Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, calls youth of Kashi drunkards and even says people chant Jai Shri Ram and then will starve to death. Don't believe us? Take a look at yourself once again.
मोदी जी ये नहीं चाहते। मोदी जी चाहते हैं मोदी जी चाहते हैं कि आप मोदी जी चाहते हैं कि आप दिन भर मोबाइल पे रहो, जय श्री राम बोलो और भूखे मर जाओ। वाराणसी में देखा मैंने, रात को बाजा बज रहा है, ठहर जा, बाजा बज रहा है, वहां पे शराब पिए, यूपी का भविष्य रात को शराब पिए नाच रहा है, डांस कर रहा है। एक तरफ ऐश्वर्या राय नाचती हुई दिखेगी, डांस होगा वहां पे।
मीडिया में कुछ दिखाना है तो ऐश्वर्या राय को नाचते हुए दिखाना है। मीडिया में कुछ दिखाना है तो ऐश्वर्या राय को नाचते हुए दिखाना है। उधर देखो, वो देख ऐश्वर्या राय, उधर देखो, वो देख ऐश्वर्या राय।
So the legitimate question we are asking on the NewsHour tonight: will Rahul Gandhi's Shakti comment backfire in 2024 elections? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the NewsHour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate, Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Smita Prakash, editor of the ANI, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Dr. Ashutosh Verma, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Karuna Sagar, national spokesperson of the RJD. But my first question goes to Dr. Sanjay Jha, author, suspended Congress leader. And Sanjay Jha, today, my first question to you, and I want you to be absolutely truthful. Aren't you thinking कि भाई ये क्या बोल दिया? On the Hindu Dharma, the core competency does lie with the BJP. For Rahul Gandhi to give expert views on the Hindu Dharma and then come out and say that मैं धर्म के बारे में बात ही नहीं कर रहा था, really, is this a faux pas? Is there a problem in the understanding of the Hindu religion? Is this an expression of the bad Shakti gone wrong? What was Rahul Gandhi trying to say? And once again, is this the biggest of the big self goals that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has made, which the Congress will have to pay for?
Navika, my short, emphatic answer is no. And I will answer your question in two parts as quickly as I can. Number one, Mr. Modi talking about Nari Shakti has to be one of the monumental jokes of our season. Here is a man who actually called a fellow parliamentary colleague's wife as 50 crore ka girlfriend. That tells you about the decorum and decency coming out from the Prime Minister's mouth. Number two, on the 75th anniversary of India's independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Mr. Modi's government releases the rapists जिन्होंने बिल्किस बानो का बलात्कार किया है 11 लोग उनको रिहा किया गया जेल से and the central government by the way had a role to play Navika and I respect you, I respect Smita, you're all distinguished women in your own right. I think that was a day to hang our head in shame. And because, especially it's worse for Mr. Modi, because Bilkis Banu got raped in the 2002 Gujarat riots, and we continue to humiliate her again and again. Pawan Khera mentioned Manipur. I want to make one point that probably Pawan forgot. Hamare Pahalwan, Vijeta, the wrestlers who brought us glory, Mr. Modi posed with them for photo ops. But when they were begging for justice on the sexual harassment case against Brijbhushan Singh, who's a prominent BJP leader in Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Modi had no time for them. So kindly मैं हाथ जोड़ के गुजारिश करता हूं आपके बहुत ही लोकप्रिय चैनल के माध्यम से मोदी जी जरा भारतीय लोगों की जरा इज्जत कीजिए. लोग समझदार हैं, जागरूक है, सब जानते हैं. आपका भाषण वोषण है, चुनाव का माहौल है, दीजिए, उसमें कोई रोक नहीं रहा है. आपको हक है, सबको हक है, लेकिन झूठ इतना भी मत बोलिए. Coming down to Rahul Gandhi's point. I heard his speech live actually during that period. Rahul talks about actually the abuse of power. He mentioned the Shakti because in Hindu religion, we all know it has a sanctified value. It has a sanctified interpretation. But he immediately went on to say how that power is being abused in this country. I have given you some examples where women are concerned, but look at the income tax, the CBI and the ED. Navika, you and I have been debating it for the last couple of weeks on your program. ED is now become an enforcement directorate turned extortionist department, where the corporates or businessmen are being harassed. And like a mafia operation, this government has been extorting money from them. Look at the SBI. It has become like an instrument of political football. The largest and the most respected bank in the world is a joke, thanks to Mr. Modi's government. And that's what Rahul Gandhi was alluding towards very specifically.
But he started with Hindu Dharma and then said that it wasn't a dharmic statement that he was making. Well, Gaurav Bhatia, please respond to Sanjay Jha's stout defense of Rahul Gandhi's statement.
Navika, there can be no defense for such irresponsible utterances. And if there is a self goal of Pele in the political universe, it has to be Rahul Gandhi. And I first want to quote exactly what he said and then pick it up from there. Rahul Gandhi, Navika, said, Hindu धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है, हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं. इसका मतलब जो हिंदू धर्म का पार्ट है उससे लड़ रहे हैं राहुल गांधी. Now, if he wanted to spell out a message that he is fighting evil forces, why invoke the Hindu dharma? Second, would he ever muster the courage to say मुस्लिम धर्म में एक शब्द होता है कुरान और हम कुरान से लड़ रहे हैं? He could not have said that. So this is a statement which is highly misogynistic and anti-Hindu both. So he has hurt the sentiments of every woman in the country as well as every Hindu in the country. And I will tell you that Rahul Gandhi is a habitual offender because his earlier statements like लड़के लड़कियां छेड़ने मंदिर में जाते हैं are also very hurting to the Hindu community. He has earlier also been part of a party which has coined the term Hindu terror. Very recently, he insulted Aishwarya Rai, making a very irresponsible remark when he said, Aishwarya Rai naach rahi thi. And how shallow his comments are, that a leader speaks and the spokespersons of the party have to come to his rescue to explain what he said. He had to even issue a tweet, a very elaborative tweet, to explain what he said. It clearly reveals the mindset of the Congress party, and I am reminded of a meeting where he met a venom-spewing priest who was called George Punaiya. And George Punaiya and he was having a conversation and he asked, what is God? George Punaiya said, Shakti kuch nahi hai. There is only one God, which is Jesus, and Bhagwan Shiv kuch nahi hai. Koi mata kuch nahi hai. What does it reveal? It reveals the sick mindset that for the Congress party and especially for the Gandhi Parivar, they only feel that respect one religion and hurt the sentiments of the Hindu. Now coming to what Sanjay Jha said, he was questioning the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister very rightly showed his respect for the Hindu religion when he said that on Chandrayaan 3's landing, we named the point as Shiv Shakti. Therefore, he respected the rich cultural heritage of the country. And he also made a very categorical remark, Navika, when he said, every woman, हर बात में मैं शक्ति का रूप देखता हूं. So look at the ideology difference between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress Party. We are inclusive, we respect the Hindu rich cultural heritage, every woman of the country. On the other side is a sinister design disrespecting the Hindu rich culture as well as the women of the country. And I will tell you who brought in the constitutional amendment to guarantee reservation to the 50% population of the country. It was considered impossible. The Congress tabled the bill. It was passed in one house of the parliament and they did not even care to table it in the other house. But Narendra Modi ji, through a constitutional amendment,
Gaurav Bhatia, you're not responding to the charges. You're not responding to the charges on Bilkis Bano's tormentors as well as the issue of our Olympic medal winners.
I will respond on both charges. But before that, just allow me 30 seconds. Triple Talaq made an offense by Narendra Modi ji's government, giving, pride back to the Muslim women. There are more than 11 crore houses which have seen gas cylinders ensured by Narendra Modi ji, 12 crore houses that have tap connections now. And to every person, I would like to say, maximum number of women ministers in the cabinet. Narendra Modi ji has done that. Now answering on Bilkis Bano. Navika, who strengthened the criminal law to ensure that death penalty is granted for the offense of rape when it is committed to a minor. It was Narendra Modi ji. Bilkis Bano, the perpetrator of crime, they were behind bars for the prescribed period. Then there is the criminal laws which allow the state government to take decisions. The Supreme Court found that the decision has not been taken rightly. We respected the verdict and justice was meted out. Narendra Modi ji and the central government had no role to play in there. And second, about Brij Bhushan Sharan, I will make it very clear. He is an accused person. The law of the land is taking its own course. And therefore, to pronounce anybody guilty or to defend is not our job. I am sure that all the wrestlers who have brought pride to our country will get
Sanjay
justice. And Bharatiya Janata Party and the sports minister had personally met them.
Sanjay Jha, counter. 30 seconds, counter.
Yeah,
So that
Navika, a
answers both
short
your questions.
answer. You and I have had very impartial, dispassionate conversations. All political parties in different magnitude are responsible for not doing enough for women in this country. I will not be crude or cheap or rhetorical or vulgar as to just blame one party and walk away. Everyone has failed. We have failed women in this country. We need to accept it. I'm not going to dodge. I'm not going to prevaricate like my friend Mr. Bhatia has done. Because Mr. Bhatia, if I tell you about Hathras, if I tell you about Unnao, if I tell you about Kathua, if I tell you about Kanpur, you should actually be apologizing to everybody in this country.
Well, in
So
that
let's not
case,
take a high moral.
in that case, Sanjay Jha, you know, once in a while, look at the statistics.
counter,
Look at the statistics of Rajasthan as the top rape state in the country under the Congress regime.
Navika, please allow me to counter.
Gaurav, 30 seconds, counter.
Yes, please, 30 seconds. You know, I agree with Sanjay Jha that Hathras is something condemnable. We have to ensure justice. But I want to ask him, 6,310 incidents of rape in Rajasthan, the government of Congress booted out because the Gandhi Parivar never spoke for the rights of the women there. What is happening in Sandesh Khali, Navika? I want to ask Sanjay Jha, has Rahul Gandhi even cared to even tweet once about Sandesh Khali? So you are selective, we are not. We have ensured that the dignity of the women is ensured. It is guaranteed. But Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, they speak selectively.
Well,
I remember the case of Ankita
very
Datta from Assam. What happened? Did anybody support that young brave girl? Nobody did.
Navika,
fair point. Both sides, both sides can continue to, poke holes in each other's defense. But आशुतोष वर्मा जी, मेरा सवाल ये है कि राहुल गांधी जब बार बार, और इंडिया अलायंस का भी मैं नाम लूंगी, जब बार बार एक ही धर्म के बारे में इस तरह के शब्द कहते हैं, तो इसे जनता क्या समझे? चाहे वो उदयनिधि स्टालिन हो, एक भी लीडर बाहर आकर नहीं कहता कि भाई हम इसके साथ नहीं, हम अलायंस में जरूर है पर ये शब्द गलत है। राहुल गांधी शक्ति पर कहते हैं, कोई नहीं कहता कि भाई ये शब्द गलत है, हम अलायंस में साथ हैं पर ये शब्द सही नहीं है। कोई नहीं कहता वाराणसी के बारे में जो राहुल गांधी ने कहा वो सही एक्सप्रेशन नहीं है। ऐसी कौन सी अलायंस है जहां एक साथ एक दूसरे के रैली में तो जाते नहीं, लेकिन गलत शब्दों पर बोलने से डरते हैं, घबराते?
धन्यवाद नाविका जी। देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि एज अ पॉलिटिकल कमेंट की अगर मैं देखूं तो मुझे लगता है कि इस समय भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सेल्फ गोल कर लिया है। और सबसे आश्चर्य की बात है, ये सेल्फ गोल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सबसे बड़े लीडर ने किया है। एक तरफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये दम भरती है कि मुझे राहुल गांधी की कोई चुनौती नहीं है, हमें राहुल गांधी से कोई परेशानी नहीं है, और 24 घंटे नहीं होते हैं राहुल गांधी के ऊपर तुरंत रिएक्शन देना स्टार्ट करते हैं। और रिएक्शन कैसे दे रहे हैं? पूरे के पूरे चुनावी की पहली रैली उसको जो घुमा के लाया जा रहा है वो वही कम्युनलाइजेशन, वही पोलराइजेशन। मुझे लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इस बात की सबक मिल चुका है, जो ऑर्गेनाइजर ने भी 6 महीने पहले कहा था कि नरेंद्र मोदी का चेहरा और राम मंदिर पे हम अगला चुनाव नहीं जीत सकते हैं। और ये साफ संदेश है कि ये विकसित भारत, अमृत काल, ये सब बातें, 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, इससे चुनाव तो नहीं जीता जा सकता है। और तुरंत ही इसको पोलराइजेशन की बात करो। अब शक्ति की बात लेके आए, शक्ति की बात से उन्होंने वुमेन्स की बात करी, महिलाओं की बात करी, उसको हिंदू धर्म से जोड़ा और पूरी कहानी समझा रहे थे। बगल में बैठे थे वाईएस येदियुरप्पा। वाईएस येदियुरप्पा इसलिए नहीं कि कर्नाटक के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री थे, वाईएस येदियुरप्पा वो जो 16 मार्च के जिनके ऊपर पॉक्सो का केस लगा और 17 साल की नाबालिग लड़की के ऊपर यौन उत्पीड़न का केस लगा, वो बगल में बैठे थे और प्रधानमंत्री जी नारी शक्ति की बात कर रहे थे। वो प्रधानमंत्री जिसके लिए विपक्ष को बैठ के नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन लाना पड़ा कि मणिपुर में हमारी महिलाओं की नंगी तस्वीर इस देश ने आजादी के बाद पहली बार इस तरीके दर्दनाक देखा, जिसपे उनकी चुप्पी सदी रही। वो नारी शक्ति की बात कर रहे हैं जहां हाथरस की लड़की रात में डीजल डाल के जला दी जाती है। वो नारी शक्ति की बात कर रहे हैं जहां पे ओलंपिक की वो महिलाएं, वो हमारी बेटियां जब गोल्ड मेडल लाती हैं तो फोटोशूट में काम आती हैं, लेकिन डंडों से पिटवाई जाती है इसी दिल्ली के समय में। कैसी बातें करते हैं? ये देश अब समझ चुका है कि बार बार जिस प्रकार से आप ये पोलराइजेशन, ये कम्युनलाइजेशन की बात करते हैं, इससे काम नहीं हो पाया। तो अब ये सेल्फ गोल भारतीय जनता पार्टी को दिया गया है और खुद भी उनके प्रवक्ताओं को, उनके मीडिया सपोर्टर्स को, उनके राजनीतिक विश्लेषण के रूम के लोगों को ये लाइन दी गई है कि इसी लाइन पे चुनाव लड़ना है। लेकिन जैसे कि कर्नाटक में बलि को बजरंग बली बनाने की कोशिश करी तो हश्र क्या हुआ आपने देखा। और वैसे ही इस देश में एक नया बदलाव 4 जून को इस देश को असली सुकून मिलेगा, आप देख लीजिएगा नविका जी।
चलिए गौरव भाटिया जी प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
Because he spoke about B.S. Yediyurappa ji, that he has been charged with a crime under POCSO, I will remind him, चुनाव कैसे जीते जाते हैं सपा में। ये तस्वीर है गायत्री प्रजापति की। He is convicted under POCSO, not named in the FIR, but convicted under POCSO. And do you know, Akhilesh Yadav was named as the half chief minister of UP. There were 5 others. Akhilesh Yadav removed him as a minister. After 3 days, he was restored as a minister when he had actually raped a minor, and not even an FIR was registered till the Supreme Court order registration of FIR. महिला सम्मान के बारे में क्या बोलेंगे? लड़के हैं, लड़कों से गलती हो जाती है by मुलायम सिंह यादव. Mulayam Singh Yadav saying that there is no such thing as gang rape, and Akhilesh Yadav himself threatening a female reporter saying आपके साथ तो रेप नहीं हुआ, आप सुरक्षित है तो सवाल क्यों पूछते हैं? He was the then CM, and after that he was booted out by the people of Uttar Pradesh. Now I would like to make it very clear that Ghamandia has lost its plot. They know they are losing the election. For the Samajwadi Party, they thought that Safai Mahotsav, Muzaffarnagar riots, stealing 200 rupee totis from the bathroom of government bungalows is the way to victory. People showed them the way. Today, we are getting 80 out of 80 seats in Uttar Pradesh in the local elections. And that is why these people are jittery. Don't teach us on hurting the Hindu sentiments, because Akhilesh Yadav himself said, कहीं पे भी झंडा लगा दो, पत्थर रख दो और मंदिर बन जाता है.
Ashutosh Verma coming back with a counter. Ashutosh ji, quick counter, 30 seconds.
From your party, rather he decided to resign from the party.
लाख बुराई हम में है. एक मिनट हो गया. लाख बुराइयां हम में हैं. क्या इन बुराइयों होने के बाद से क्या ये जो बातें मैंने करी हैं, पॉक्सो केस खत्म हो जाता है, हाथरस का कांड खत्म हो जाता है, क्या प्रधानमंत्री का मणिपुर पे चुप रहना खत्म हो जाता है? आप जवाब नहीं दे रहे हैं, आप काउंटर भी नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप डिफेंड भी नहीं कर रहे हैं.
Convicted.
Well said. Let me get in स्मिता प्रकाश.
नेतृत्व ने पहले ही हार मारी है.
लॉ तो अपना
और ये ऑर्गेनाइजर में लिख के आया है. ये मैं कहीं बोल नहीं रहा हूँ
आपने
कि कुछ हो नहीं कर रहा है.
ये कन्विक्टेड है.
Well, clearly nobody comes out smelling of roses. But Smita Prakash, when both sides pick up each other's record on Nari Shakti, on women empowerment, are they missing the moot point, which is the polarization charge that Ashutosh Verma has levied? Is Rahul Gandhi, when he says Hindu Dharma not being accused of polarization, but only Prime Minister Narendra Modi being accused of polarization because he makes it an argument about the Hindu Dharma?
Navika, I just can't figure out. The Samajwadi Party spokesperson says that the BJP brought up Hinduism. But it's Rahul Gandhi who said that Shakti is a word in Hinduism. That's how he started off, right? And waxing eloquent on Hinduism is not really, and its complexities for that matter, it's not something even journalists fear to tread on that because it is so complicated. But he gets into this realm of Hinduism and using Hindu terminology and making faux pas after faux pas on the past. It's not his core competency. He should stick to non-Hindu allegorical references, because then he will not be playing into the hands of the BJP. And it's not just him, it's even the India Alliance leaders. They've made anti-Sanatan comments and comparing it to viral diseases and things like that. But when you do that, you are going into the core competency of the BJP and they're going to take it on. So, I can't understand why Why did Rahul Gandhi have to just say Hinduism में एक term है Shakti? Why can't he say Shaitan? Or why can't he say Satan? Because he doesn't want to bring in any references from Christianity and Islam. Why always Hindu references? And if it isn't Hinduism that Rahul Gandhi wanted to say, which many of his defenders are saying and his spokespersons, then why did the spokesperson you just ran, Pavanji, who said Asura Shakti, why did he have to talk about Asuras? What is the need to go on saying that? And within a few hours, the long-winded explanation comes ki nahi, this wasn't about Hinduism. So if it wasn't, then why are you talking about that? So it's either it is a slip of the tongue or you're not familiar with the language also. So instead of Hinduism, you meant Hindi. And that is something like what Manishankar Iyer said, that Hindi is not my language when I use the word niche. But then Rahul Gandhi can't even use that fig leaf because 3 terms from Uttar Pradesh, from Amethi, you can't really say that I don't know Hindi, so, I made a mistake. As far as, just a couple of seconds more, Navika, as far as this, this thing that itne sare cases against women hai, so women are not safe in this country. It's not as if when somebody says beti bachao, beti padhao, every beti is safe in this country, or every beti has got education in this country. No, there are miles to go. And again, there is no connection between Hinduism and the lack of education or the lack of respect for women. So going on saying ki Devi, Shakti hai and things like that, and at the same time rape happens. Let's just compare it. In America, 1 in 3 women have faced rape or sexual violence from somebody whom she knows who's within the family. That's not a Hindu country, is it? What about UK? Let's go into UK. In UK, every 3 days, 1 woman is assaulted. A sexual attack takes place on her. Is that a Hindu country? No, it isn't. So, वहाँ पे देवी worship तो होता नहीं है, पर वहाँ पे भी होता है sexual violence against women. So, to compare it, to say that this is Devi worship happens here, yet rape happens here. No. Violence against women happens across the world. In some countries less, in some countries more. We have a long way to go to ensure safety of women. So, let's keep Hinduism out of it, but not going to happen. In the next 80 days, you can be certain that this kind of ridiculous playing of words and picking up, connecting politics with religion is going to happen. And one just hopes that it doesn't mean license for violence in the coming days.
Well, let me get in Mr. Karuna Sagar. Mr. Karuna Sagar, Smita makes an important point. She says, हिंदुइज्म अगर जिंदा है, जीवित है और कोई अगर हिंदू है, does it naturally mean that because there is a reference to Shakti in Hinduism, so all rapes will stop, the girl child will be empowered, all girl children will be educated? Of course it doesn't. But that doesn't mean that a correlation between the two is brought up. The question here is that is Mr. Rahul Gandhi polarizing or, is accused of polarizing this election as much as the blame is on the BJP? And that is a question because Hindu Dharma की बात राहुल गांधी ने शुरू की. He said हिंदू धर्म में एक शब्द होता है शक्ति. तो हिंदू धर्म बीच में कौन लाया? पोलराइजेशन कौन कर रहा है?
Thank you, Navika. Navika, I heard your opening remarks and the talk of self-goal. Actually, after Rahul Gandhi clarified that he didn't meant to say what is being attributed to him, the debate should have ended.
Why?
But, it's a diversionary tactics.
Why should it have ended?
And PM has been fishing for past. No, let me complete. The PM has been fishing for emotive issues for past 7-8 months. I see a trend, and media assist him in doing that. You see, it started with Sanatan, then it was Bharat versus India, then it was one nation, one election, then it was women reservation bill, then Ayodhya temple, then Parivarvad, and the latest is this. That's because the PM doesn't want to talk about the bread and butter issues of the people. He doesn't want to talk about poverty. He doesn't want to talk about price rise. He doesn't want to talk about inflation. He doesn't want to talk about the farmers committing suicide. He doesn't want to talk about Manipur. He doesn't want to talk about the wrestler women. So he is looking for polarizing issues in this election because he doesn't have an answer. There is a 10 years of failure where, as far as the people's aspirations are concerned.
Well, हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, प्रधानमंत्री मुद्दों को डिसाइड नहीं कर रहे, उस पर कमेंट नहीं कर रहे, ध्यान भटका रहे हैं. एंड द बिगेस्ट विलन ऑफ द पीस इज मीडिया. मीडिया राम मंदिर दिखा रहा है, परिवारवाद दिखा रहा है, मीडिया वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन दिखा रहा है. पार्लियामेंट में अगर विमेन्स बिल पास हो रहा है तो मीडिया को नहीं दिखाना चाहिए, राम मंदिर की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा नहीं दिखानी चाहिए, खबरें नहीं दिखानी चाहिए. हमें क्या दिखाना चाहिए मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी, ये सब सही है, बस हम सब ही गलत हैं.
नविका जी, अगर राम मंदिर बना नहीं होता तो मीडिया क्या दिखाता? मॉडल. नविका जी, अगर द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे बना नहीं होता तो मीडिया क्या दिखाता? जाम दिखाता. अगर मुंबई दिल्ली एक्सप्रेसवे बन नहीं गया होता तो क्या जयपुर की सड़क पर रफ्तार भरते हुए हम हवा में दिखाते? और अगर जिस मुंबई में शिवाजी पार्क में ये सब हुआ वहां ट्रांस हार्बर लिंक बन नहीं गया होता तो मीडिया कहां से दिखा देता? वहां की कोस्टल रोड नहीं बन गई होती तो कहां से दिखा देता? पानी के नीचे चलने वाली मेट्रो अगर कोलकाता में शुरू नहीं हो गई होती तो मीडिया कहां से दिखा देता? बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है. और मैं तो समझ नहीं पा रहा हूं कि अचानक इन सारे लोगों की महिलाओं के ऊपर अत्याचार की खबरों की श्रृंखला शुरू हो जाती है. बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है. दुर्भाग्य इसलिए है क्योंकि एक भी महिला के साथ थोड़ी सी भी बदसलूकी हो तो ये हमारे लिए शर्म की बात है, धब्बा है, कलंक है. लेकिन अगर किसी विपक्षी नेता के मन में इतना हिंदू हिंदू चलता है कि वो अपनी न्याय यात्रा खत्म करके वहां पहुंचता है और उसको आता है हिंदू धर्म में एक शब्द है शक्ति, हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, ये दिखाता है कि उस आदमी के दिमाग में किस तरह से हिंदू धर्म को लेकर उसके मन में एक धारणा बनी हुई है. और उसके बाद हम कहेंगे कि नरेंद्र मोदी को इसका उपयोग नहीं करना चाहिए. यही राहुल गांधी है. जयपुर में कांग्रेस पार्टी ने महंगाई पर बहुत बड़ी रैली की थी. अशोक गहलोत मुख्यमंत्री थे उस समय. दिल्ली से उड़कर पहुंचते हैं राहुल गांधी, पूरा भाषण हिंदू हिंदुत्व पर करके आते, पूरा भाषण. इसी पार्टी के एक नेता ने हिंदुत्व को ISIS और बोको हरम के समानार्थी बता दिया था ना. कौन सा प्रतिकार आया था? और मैं तो सचमुच नहीं समझ पा रहा हूं राहुल गांधी को. अगर राजनीतिक तौर पर समझने में वो भारत नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं, वो हिंदू धर्म नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं, उनको इतनी मुश्किलें हैं, तो उन्हें राजनीति में होना ही क्यों चाहिए? और ये मैं बहुत सीरियस नोट पे कह रहा हूं. अभी संजय झा भले वकालत करेंगे, इनको भी पता है किस वजह से पार्टी छोड़कर गए थे. क्या लिख बोल देते थे तो पार्टी ने इनको क्यों सस्पेंड कर दिया, इनको पता है. और कांग्रेस के जितने नेता निकल कर जाते हैं उनका संकट यही है कि राहुल गांधी मुद्दों पर बात नहीं कर पाते. मुद्दे देश के नहीं, मुद्दे कांग्रेस पार्टी के भीतर के, जिस पर उनको बात करनी चाहिए. लेकिन ना, हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति है, शक्ति के खिलाफ हम लड़ेंगे. तो लड़के देख लो भाई, अभी नवरात्रि शुरू होने वाला है. पूरा देश, हर आस्थावान हिंदू नवरात्रि में नौ दुर्गा की पूजा करेगा और उसके बाद आप कोशिश करिएगा, लड़के देख लीजिएगा. इसमें कोई संदेह नहीं है, मणिपुर हमारे देश पर धब्बा है. इस देश में अगर एक भी महिला के साथ गलत हरकत हुई तो वो धब्बा है. एक भी दुष्कर्म हमें चैन से नहीं सोने देता है. लेकिन यह भी सच है कि गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी के तौर पर नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट के लिए जो स्कीम चलाई और को जो इंप्लीमेंट किया वो कमाल का काम है. तो आप दोनों मुद्दे पर एक साथ बात नहीं कर सकते. और अगर ये पॉलिटिकल रैली थी, इसमें भी राहुल के दिमाग में हिंदू 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 चल रहा था, इसका मतलब कि उनको पीड़ा है कि हिंदू धर्म, हिंदू, और कई बार वो कहते भी हैं कांग्रेस के नेता, और मैं तो डरता हूं कितने कम्युनिस्ट एडवाइजर हो गए इनके, कितने ज्यादा, कि इनकी वाली वही वाली होती है कि इनको सिर्फ हिंदू धर्म पर हमला ही होता है. दूसरे किसी धर्म का ना अंग्रेजी से हिंदी करने में इनको दिक्कत होती है, न किसी और तरह की मुश्किल होती है. बस सारी मुश्किल यही खड़ी हो जाती है. तो उसका जवाब तो मिलेगा ही,
बिल्कुल जवाब मिलेगा ही. और संजय झा, when you object, when you raise a hand to speak, I just want to remind you of one statement that a one-time guru of Rahul Gandhi made on a stage seeking votes for a colleague of his. टंच माल है, टंच माल बोलने वाली पार्टी, और आज भी वो नेता बहुत बड़े हैं। टंच माल बोलने वाली अपने ही पार्टी की महिला कैंडिडेट को जो स्टेज पर उनके साथ खड़ी है, जब महिलाओं के बारे में लेक्चर देती है तो अटपटा लगता है। एंड पॉइंट नंबर 2, हिंदू धर्म आपको नहीं अच्छा लगता, ये तो स्वीकार हो सकता है, लेकिन हिंदू धर्म की इंटरप्रिटेशन के लिए इतना कोशिश करना कि हर वक्त उसी के बारे में बात करना, ये क्यों जरूरी है? बिकॉज दैट इज an area of the core competence of the BJP. If you do not want polarization, talk about issues of the country. But no, Mr. Rahul Gandhi begins his statement with Hindu Dharma. And that is the question people of this country are asking. And of course, his political opponent, Prime Minister Modi of all, his political bone, his political acumen and his oratory is not going to let that pass. We leave it at that for now. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.